So what are you doing here?
Yes, we
Are
are.
you still living out there in LA?
Thank you, everybody. We're so proud of you for coming out for this event. My name is Leslie Cates. I'm the founder of Pueblo Move to Amend, and we organize this rally for Pueblo. We are doing this rally to bring awareness to those in the community who don't fully understand what GMOs are or the hazards they pose to our health, our environment, and our farmers. Monsanto cares nothing for our farmers. In fact, Monsanto makes it their policy to sue our farmers into bankruptcy if they dare to do what farmers have done for thousands of years. Simply save their seed to create next year's crops. We are all affected by this. In the food we eat, the land our farmers tend, even our economy is affected. Our tax dollars are subsidizing formula for our babies, but only the GMO formula. It's funding ambassadors that pressure other nations to accept GMOs against their will. They don't want it. 64 nations require labeling, and a plethora of nations have banned them. Just days ago, the nation of Hungary destroyed all its GMO crops. They burned them to the ground. China just seized 3 loads of GMOs from the U.S. But here, where over 90% of our corn and soy is genetically modified, they don't even label them. Even one of Monsanto's own subsidiaries said, if you put a label on genetically engineered food, you might as well put a skull and crossbones on it. Yes. So we did. They're on the flags we're carrying here today. Woo! Monsanto was founded on producing products of chemical warfare, of death, and it's still doing just that. Do we really want the company that brought us PCBs, DDT, dioxin, Agent Orange to have control of what we feed our children? No! The second generation birth defects resulting from Agent Orange in Vietnam are heartbreaking. After the war, Monsanto's own leaked documents revealed that their people knew of the dangers Agent Orange would wreak upon not only the Vietnamese, but our own veterans. And they sold it to our army anyway, knowing it was going to be sprayed on our own troops, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters. I don't know how it may have affected your life, but I can tell you that my brother-in-law died of Agent Orange poisoning at the age of only 28, and he left 2 little children behind without a father, thanks to Monsanto. So who's protecting the people from their actions now? The FDA is riddled with Monsanto attorneys, making policy that benefits Monsanto's greed. Even our Supreme Court Justice, Clarence Thomas, is an ex-Monsanto attorney, but rather than recuse himself, his rulings benefit his ex-employer. Does anyone here believe that the decisions made by any of these people will be made in the best interests of your family? No! What about your children and their future family? Because remember, you have a lifespan. This corporation does not. Nor does it have a conscience, nor a body to jail for the damage it does and will continue to do if we don't do something to curtail its power. The time is overdue to speak out against Monsanto's tactics. It's corrupting not only our health and environment, but our democracy as well. Do you know how Monsanto gets away with not labeling their food? Do you know? Because the Supreme Court awarded corporations and other legal entities the status of a person in the law, just like you and me. Monsanto is using our First Amendment right of free speech to lie to us by omission, and now they're going a step further. Some of you may have heard about the recent Monsanto Protection Act that was written by Monsanto. It was secretly slipped into a critical budget bill by one of their very accommodating politicians and was signed by our president. People from the Tea Party to the Green Party are outraged over this. It gives Monsanto the ability to ignore court orders, which would stop the planting of GMO crops, even if they're proved to be dangerous to public health. This must be stopped. We can't wait. As we speak, Monsanto is working in collusion with other very accommodating politicians to implement the Monsanto Protection Act 2. It's already in our 2013 Farm Bill. It's called the King Amendment. And if that section passes, people, it will tie the hands of our state legislators and representatives and stop the right of the people to make laws in our own state. When our founders wrote the Constitution, they made the people of this nation sovereign, not a king, not a corporation, but once just a handful of Supreme Court judges awarded the right of personhood to a corporation and gave it access to our Bill of Rights, the sovereignty of the real people of this nation has been under attack by the very powers our founders fought against. So today, we rally. Today, we march. But we must not complete this march and go home thinking we're done. This is the beginning. We came together today and we must band together again as one people, united on this issue. Remember, we here in Pueblo already passed a referendum asking for a constitutional amendment that says a corporation is not a person and money is not speech. Implementing this will eliminate Monsanto's power to claim access to our Bill of Rights and refuse to label its products. But we need you. We need people to help us educate others on the importance of following through on this so we can get that passed at the federal level and return the power to we, the people, where it belongs. This entire situation is not good for our country or its people. This is affecting all Americans, and as Americans, we must not allow the powers that be to divide us. They know what they're doing. They know how to manipulate us. They maintain their power by creating an us and a them. They point the fingers. They stir up fear. They foster anger among us over issues that keep us from focusing on what they're quietly doing behind the curtain. And so they divide and conquer us.
Yes.
We can no longer afford to be distracted by their game. This is not partisan. This is not Democrat. This is not Republican. This is not Tea Party or Green Party. It's actually pre-party. It's an American people issue. And we must be united in order to arrest its insidious encroachment into our lives and upon our democracy. We must work together to reclaim our rights before it really is too late. So let's spread the word, let's pass out our handouts to the people who don't know what's going on, and then let's come together again, get organized, and defeat Monsanto. Thank you very, very much for coming today. We're so proud of all of you. We're so proud of all of you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have the donation bar here for you guys to tell people.